I figured it out, man, and it's all about the crystals.
Why are we wearing bowls on our heads?
Because they're listening, man. And also, I ran out of aluminum foil making a casserole last week.
If I could walk away right now, I would.
That's what they'd want you to do, man. That's what they'd want you to do. Hello all, I'm Josh, this is Josh Build Stuff, and we'll get to those crystals that I mentioned in a moment, but first, for today's set, this is the Space Mining Mech. This set just came out in March 2021, contains 327 pieces, and costs $25 here in the US. This is a new Creator 3-in-1 set, which, if you're not familiar, means that LEGO gives you the instructions to build 3 possible models using this same set of pieces. However, I decided to not treat this as a 3-in-1 set, and in essence treat myself, because I do not like the process of taking sets apart and putting them back together, even if that is what the instructions tell me I can do. So I just decided to build this cool main mech model in this set, and I think it looks pretty great, but we'll talk more about this set and I'll give my opinions on the alternate builds, even though I didn't build them myself, right after we build this set. At least this version of this set. The build for this set was, well, it was downright relaxing, because I didn't have to worry about which alternative builds I was going to build next and how many times I was going to have to take apart the same set. No, I just chose the one build out of this set that I thought looked best and I built that one. 3-in-1 stress aside, the actual build of this was pretty familiar to that of many other mechs. However, there were some cool design build techniques going on here, and overall I think the finished product looks very nice. So about those crystals I mentioned, listen up. I think LEGO has figured something out that they're trying to tell us, but for some reason they can't. And that is that there's something going on with crystals. I haven't figured out exactly what yet, or else this would be much more of a revelation, but think back. Think to sets of our childhood. Back in the Aqua Zone days, we were trying to mine crystals underwater. The Rock Raiders theme was all about mining crystals underground. The LEGO classic space theme, I'm sure that had some sets which were like, hey, dig up these rocks. The Harry Potter theme, I think, was about trying to get a crystal. At least in that first book, I think that's what they were trying to do. There were a lot of sets which were built around drilling and sawing and grinding and breaking rocks open in order to find crystals for some reason. Even today's LEGO set is about a big old mech on some foreign planet with a big saw for an arm trying to mine little green crystals. So I think LEGO's trying to tell us something, and I'm not going to stop until I get to the bottom of it, but I think someone's trying to suppress LEGO, trying to keep the crystal knowledge to themselves. You know who I think it is? Gwyneth Paltrow. Clearly she's figured something out about the power of crystals, or she wouldn't be trying to sell them to everybody, right? And think about this, who's been showing up in LEGO sets a lot more lately? That's right, Spider-Gwen, or should we say Spider-Gwyneth Paltrow. What is LEGO trying to tell us? So I think we're onto something, but be careful out there. Ever since I found this out, strange stuff's been going on around here. I keep getting phone calls from someone named Spam Risk. Someone snuck in here and changed the color of my curtains between the intro of this video and now. And I even suspect someone's been planting hidden microphones around here. Just before this video I found one, on myself. So maybe there's something to this crystal theory, or maybe LEGO's just decided that this overall idea of searching and exploring for crystals is kind of a nice thematic element around which they can design sets. We can have good guys and bad guys competing for some sort of power crystal. Or we can have all of these mechs and machines mining and drilling and seeking and searching for crystals just for the sake of searching for crystals, because it is a relatively kid-friendly, fun little adventure that these characters can go on. As for this mech himself, I like him, but I don't have a ton to say about him, hence the crystal conversation. He's a nice sized little mech, especially for the price. He's got a good amount of posability and thus a good amount of playability. His fingers have some articulation, at least on the hand that has fingers. His other hand is literally a big buzzsaw, which is a big hit with the kids. As a general LEGO mech who doesn't belong to any particular franchise, I think he still has a nice overall cohesive aesthetic to him. His purpose is clear. He was a mech designed to go to a planet. I think he's being driven by a robot. I can't really tell what's supposed to be going on in there. He's got headlights for lighting his way. He's got a jetpack on his back with what I think is supposed to be a backpack in which he can store crystals, which I assume he is trying to mine with his giant saw hand. We also get a little alien dude with this set, who I assume is either an indigenous member of the planet, or maybe like a little alien sidekick that this robot mech brings along with him on these adventures for some reason. I like to think these two are buddies and they team up to go and search out crystals on foreign planets, and not that our mech is actually an invader on this planet and he is taking the crystals which are essential to sustaining life for this little alien guy, because that's a much sadder story to try to tell. But that's the fun thing about these Creator 3-in-1 sets, is that there is no specific theme or story. You kind of just have to derive that based on the set itself. LEGO's not telling us the story behind this set. We get to make up our own and play out whatever adventures we want to, no matter how happy or weird we want them to be. I said I would talk about the alternative builds in this set, and I will. Both of these seem to stick with the overall space exploration theme. The first one is just a little generic rover, almost space submarine looking ship. I think it looks decent, but not decent enough for me to build it myself. The second one is an oddly proportioned bipedal robot being driven by what looks like another bipedal robot. I kind of like the wonkiness here with the really long legs and big old feet, all just to hold up a little body of a walker kind of thing. It kind of reminds me of an AT-RT walker from Star Wars, or from LEGO Star Wars. I can just picture the comments now of the overly critical, overly sensitive LEGO Star Wars fans out there saying, "Josh, that looks nothing like an AT-RT walker. The proportions are all wrong. A minifigure would never fit inside there. You'd never catch Captain Rex riding around in a walker like that." Not looking to offend anyone, but if you are someone out there who might be offended by some dude on the internet talking about LEGO Star Wars sets, maybe it's time to reevaluate your priorities. Like, I know an X-Wing has S-foils, and if you feel the need to comment because I call the wings of an X-Wing X-Wings, well, maybe at some point you're just looking for a reason to start a sentence with, "actually." So getting back on topic for just long enough to outro this video, yes, I think this set is worth $25. It's worth picking up, it's fun, mechs are always popular with the kids, and this encourages, I don't know, space exploration or resource mining. I don't know, maybe this will encourage your kids to go out and discover more lithium so Elon Musk can build more Teslas. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll like, comment, subscribe, and stick around, so long as you realize that I get stuff wrong all the time, and I will continue to do so. This has never been advertised as being a well-researched YouTube channel, and I don't actually mind people correcting me about stuff in the comments. I'm just having a little fun. Just be nice about it when you do. Unless you want to argue about who owns Luke's versus Rey's versus Anakin's lightsaber, that argument I'm getting a little tired of. The real owner is Maz Kanata. She should have never given that thing back. Do you know how much money she could have sold that lightsaber for on the black market? She could have bought a second castle on Takudana, or bought some contact lenses, so she wouldn't have to wear those weird goggles. Again, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.